Let us know what you think in the comments. The last story that we have today to talk about is something that just happened this morning on crypto Twitter, and it was the release of Doodles meme coin. So I don't know if you guys know what Doodles, the NFT collection is. It started as an NFT collection. I know we covered that story a while ago. We were talking about, how McDonald's came up with a collaboration with NFT Doodles collection. It was just in their cubs. It was nothing extravagant, but it was still pretty cool. Do you remember any of
No,
this,
I
Leon?
I love Doodles. I also think this is kind of like, man, like almost a masterclass in just like brand strategy. It went to
It is.
McDonald's, now it's a meme coin on the blockchain. It's getting really interesting. Also, like NFTs were all the rage. Now meme coins are the rage. Like meme coins became the new NFTs. Um, it
Yeah, I see what
it's
you're
kind of
saying.
weird to think about.
Yeah, so if you are well versed with this stuff, you might realize that Doodles is originally a Ethereum based NFT collection. Well, this morning they actually released on Solana. So if you
Oh,
go to
I didn't
Twitter,
realize that.
they did. And they go about it in this thread, I believe. So, well, here they talk about like how to claim your airdrop, which means, hey, if you follow up early, you register whatever the requirements are, you get more tokens, which is what a lot of these, active traders do. They buy a token early so they can get more money in token airdrops, which that alone is already a really good, marketing strategy. Even Jesse Polak from the base team at Coinbase, kept an eye on it and said, huge congrats. Not here to give you financial advice or anything, but Doodles is on Solana. This is on CoinMarketCap. I can't find a post, but if you go to their Twitter account, they mention how they use the Solana blockchain because it's low fees and faster than Ethereum, which makes sense. Ethereum is ancient compared to Solana
Yeah.
or crypto standards, if you will. So it if you look at, for instance, CoinMarketCap, it launched today. So if you look at it on, well, I'm not sure how to look at it here on more than what's currently showing, but it launched today and it started at 1 cent. So that's kind of big. Not a lot of meme coins or shit coins, if you will, start at that price. They usually are like at a thousandth of a penny or something. Right now, it went down at 7 cents or 0.007, a little bit below a cent. So, a lot of it is people bought the hype and then they sold it, like the whales or whoever, bought in early, sold their share, and made a lot of money. So I try to follow this as much as I could. And this is Dex Screener. This is Meteora, which is kind of like a swapping tool on Solana. When it launched, it was at a penny and or 0.14, USD, and now it's sitting at 0.007. This is not an order book, but you can see all the on-chain activity. A lot of people are buying, a lot of people are selling. You guys can look at the link below. We're gonna add the link to this, particular swap history. But if you go all the way to the very beginning of Friday morning, you're gonna see that a lot of people were selling, which I believe those were like the early buyers. So it's kind of interesting seeing how people are buying the hype or taking
Yeah,
advantage of the hype.
this is the problem always. It's like
It is.
you got to get the Doodle community involved, and they got to feel like, is this just a cash grab, or is this something that like is going to help solidify the community? Because I think Doodles is like a company. The old guy, the guy who did it originally came back as the CEO, and
Oh,
he
wow.
wants to do like the Doodles metaverse, like maybe even a Doodles DAO. Like it would be really interesting, but I just kind of wonder if this is like a way to ride the meme wave until it crashes a little bit. Like the other part about Doodles on McDonald's, I believe Doodles and McDonald's was only overseas. It wasn't in America, right?
No, so it did start overseas, but eventually it came down to America. And I say that because I was able to buy a cup of coffee, and then I got my Doodles
Oh,
design
that's
cup.
cool. Yeah,
I don't have it with me
I
right now,
don't go
but
that often, so I wish I
very good.
did. Um, no, but like Doodles has a really solid fan base. It's just like,
It does.
man, meme coins are just like a TikTok trend. People think about it and then forget about it within a week. So it's like,
They do.
is it going to hold up? Is it going to fold? Like, that's the problem.
I agree. Honestly, who knows? We'll see what happens with Doodles in particular. I'm glad you mentioned that, the founder, I believe, or the CEO wanted to do like a metaverse for Doodles, which is kind of like the same story we've heard since 2021, if you've been in this space that long enough. Um, where they're like, yeah, this is going to be like the biggest thing ever on Web3 or whatever. So if you go to Doodle and we can add I don't know if we want to add this link, Leon. I don't know how you feel about it, but if you go to do.doodles.app, this is where you would need to connect with your wallet. You will then have access to the white paper, FAQ on what it is. So,
Okay.
pretty standard. But I guess we can leave this link below, the dreamnet.doodles.app, where it kind of just talks about the white papers of the token. Um, this is not too different than what they already want to talk about. They're saying, hey, we want to release this is kind of like the step one in
Yeah.
creating like this metaverse for Doodles, I guess. Not you can do whatever you want if you believe in it. You go for it. I personally have some Doodles, but like Doodle token, I didn't get the opportunity to buy Doodles, the NFT, uh, a while ago. But I probably won't go further than the meme coin for now. We'll see what happens. They actually have the tokenomics for the token here. It talks about the Doodle utility, so I think that's really interesting. You can look at read this on your own. What I do want to talk about though is the distribution of the token, which I find it very interesting.
Also,
So,
one thing is,
mhm,
I have a Doodle. I
nice.
didn't realize how much they are right now. I'm looking at it right now. The Doodle that I have is like 4 grand. Like it's not super rare. I
Nice.
think it's actually one of the least rare Doodles fucking possible. Um,
Nice.
but it's crazy to see that they're worth so much. Like even just on that, like 4 grand for one. Like ugh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't blame you. How much is the price of ETH right now? I probably should have, if you can pull
As of
that
a
up.
little bit ago, it's $2,334 and 30 cents. That was like maybe an hour ago. I keep what
2000.
Bitcoin is at, what DISA is at, and then what Ethereum's at on a actually on a terminal. Look, that's my
Nice.
favorite thing.
So I asked the price of Ethereum because right now you can buy a Doodle. Oh, nice. There you go.
I
So
love the terminal, the e-ink screen. Little
yeah, it
plug
looks
for
really
them.
cool. That
But
actually looks really
that's what I
cool.
keep it for there. It's a clever little usage of it. Is I don't want to know like every up and down cost change, but I do want to know roughly what these cryptos are.
Yeah, totally. So you said it was 2,334, 2,334. You can buy a Doodle right now for 1.36 ETH. So that's about a little bit about 3,000 almost, I would say. $3,000 you can buy a Doodle. So you can do what you will with that kind of information. The distribution and value alignment for their tokenomics makes it so most of the community owns the revenue portion, or I mean the token distribution. So this seems kind of robust. They have a 1 year cliff with a 3 year vesting period for themselves, which is about
So
what, 32?
did I get tokens? Like, do I get tokens?
Uh I That's a good question. So I don't have a Doodle, so I wouldn't know, but I think there was a pre-registration period for owners of the token.
How did I
So
miss this?
yeah, it was it was I don't know when the pre-registration was, but they do have all that information on their Twitter account. You can always look at it. You can do your own research. Again, this is not financial advice, but Doodles is probably one of the biggest NFT brands out there. Maybe right next to Bored Ape Yacht Club, Pingu, you name it. So worth knowing, worth covering.
They had an event at South by Southwest in 21 or 22. Well,
Hmm.
it must have been 22 because I think they launched in 21. Um,
They did.
it was like end of year 21, so it must have been 22, or maybe they used it as that. But
Yeah, I like them. I like the art, the design, and even Phantom Wallet. You know, they were like pushing for the release, so it's legit. It's not a scam. As far as if you go on Twitter, you will see that certain brands or fake brands that were created by bots or scammers, they will push for their token. But no, this is actually legit. Like Doodles did come up with their meme coin, so that's cool to see. We'll see what happens. Do your own research before you indulge. So that's all I have to say about it.
I like it. No, that's all I got.
Great, guys. Well, I think this is all we got to cover today. So thanks for watching. Again, go ahead and subscribe if you already are not subscribed. Go share this video, follow us on our socials, and leave us your
Don't
thoughts.
let's mention too. We'll be in Toronto next
Oh yeah,
week, right? For
yeah. So
consensus.
social market will be in Consensus 2025. So if you guys want to say hi to us, we'll probably do some interviews if you'll be there. You know, and you find us, we can probably do an interview like as far as, you know, your experience with crypto, what you think, what your thoughts are. And yeah, we'll have a special session next week for SLR at Coindesk Consensus, or maybe just from our Toronto Airbnb. We'll leave updates in our socials as far as that goes.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me
Pumped.
too.
Okay.
I'm excited for Canada.
Yes. Subscribe to all the places, the boost.fm, and then we should buy some social ledger domains.
We
Well,
should.
I'll get my credit card out tonight and I'm going to buy some domains.
Yeah, we're always looking to expand, so that sounds like a good deal.